Howdy, 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 back at it again. Today's video going to be a little bit of a fun one. So what it was going to be was a video where I looked at a match from a Marisa in Iron, Bronze, Silver, Plat, Diamond, and then every Master, like from 1200, 1300, 1400, 1500, just to sort of see, hey, what can we improve and what sorts of things can we develop in our game at those levels. And I just sorted through replays, randomly and just picked some out. I'm going to have to put a lot more effort in because this is the Iron match that I got. Have fun with it. So we start off, and Superman punch over the fireball. Drive rush cancel, frame trap. Meaty. Okay, we jump at him. We land it. Confirm. Meaty. Luke getting drive rush into frame trap. Meaty. Confirm the low off the armor. Meaty. Stop with Fierce, okay, tries to bait something there. Anti-air with air-to-air. Drive rush and overhead meaty. Wow, this is really good gameplay for Iron, don't you think? I mean, I think this is pretty impressive. I don't know about you, but wow. Okay, gets counter hit, tries to set up spacing trap. Luke, DP number 1, doesn't miss it. Okay, baits the DP. Bad combo. Drive rush, misspaces it. DP number 2. Neutral jump air to air. Okay, raise your hand, my fellow High Master, Grandmaster Marisas, if you think that you would neutral jump air to air this. Okay, now, granted this dude's playing in Iron, so he's probably got the anti-airs on lock because most people are probably just leapfrogging at you. But still, I do not think that I would have the mental stack or fortitude or whatever you want to call it to neutral jump air to air that. That is insane. Meaties. This should be a chip kill, right? This should cancel to level 3. Doesn't even try. That's disappointing. Gets DP'd again. This Luke doesn't miss. Tries to neutral jump air to air. Luke doesn't push a button this time. Goes for frame trap stuff. Tries to bait it. Does bait it. But is wrong that his level 1 will beat the level 3. So this is the first game that these two played. Okay. And I think it gets more interesting from there. So here comes game 2 from these two, Iron low-rated individuals. Superman punch over it. Meaty. We get the DI. Now, this is not the right strength to Gladius, right? We should be generally doing like Gladius here. I have a theory that maybe he's doing this to bait the neutral jump, because that can be a thing you can do. But usually 99 times out of 100, if you're going to cancel this into Gladius, it should be like Gladius. Gets DI'd for his troubles. Is this a meaty setup? That looks like I'm only +2, so maybe not. Okay, throws the parry. Misses the meaty. Frame trappy. Jumps over the Gladius. Meaty shoulder. Gladius out of the block string. Drops the combo. Unforch. Tries to bait that. Gets thrown on delay timing. Tries to DI through the fireball. Doesn't quite work. Perfect parries the fireball. Anti-air DP again. Into throw. Okay, so that round, looked a little tamer, I guess. They're both a little reckless with their drive, but that's the style, right? That's the Noah the Prodigy style. There is a conversion in this round from the Marisa, though, that I think is a little ridiculous. Ready? Here it is. What? I mean, okay, yes, this is not the correct finisher, right? Realistically. We can set up a safe jump with that. You know, or if we want to spend it all, like, you know, there's no reason to burn out here. It's not going to add much damage. Oh, we don't have level 3, but he's trying to build level 3 and then kind of screws it up. But what is this conversion? I mean, to have the wherewithal to be like, oh, I'm far away. Crouch, medium punch, drive rush, cancel into stand medium kick. That's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. I promise you, I would not do that. And then just doesn't know the setup, I guess. Or does that on purpose for the frame trap. And then just mistimes and then tries to throw and is wrong. Gets anti-aired again, because this Luke does not miss DPs except for that one. No, okay, so this is, again, not the right thing. You have a lot of more recovery on that medium. Do like Gladius. Okay, into overhead, it hits. That's a frame trap. Wrong combo. Baits the super. Doesn't even try to cancel the level 3. I think this is kind of BM from the Luke, to be honest with you. Boom, 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 boom. What do we do? I mean, that's a heck of a conversion from this humble iron-rated Marisa player. Footsies. Neutral jump air to air again. Again, they're a little reckless with the drive gauge, I think. Meaty setup, bait the parry. Anti-air the neutral jump. DP through the mix. Cancel through the Gladius. Again, could be, you know, chipping and burning out that way, but... And here the Marisa, you see the inputs, tries to get the level 2, end up getting Dima instead, which is a little unfortunate, but, you know, again, you know, when you're only a humble iron player, you know, it's difficult to win. You know, these wins are hard to come by when you're a humble iron player. Last game, right? How does it turn out? Check, ooh, and then the drivers cancel into DI. That's incredible, right? It's a heck of a reaction from the Luke. I think this sets up a safe... that was a frame kill, by the way. That Luke just went for a frame kill. We got wake up drive reversal. Anti-airs the Superman punch. Throws the parry. Sweeps the Gladius. Medium punch. I mean, I don't know. This is... These are some pretty, you know, is this just what Iron Rank looks like in Asia? I don't know. You tell me. Anti-air again. This Luke has better DPs than most people I play. Baits the Gladius. I think this is just dropping the Gladius by the Marisa player. Yeah, just did the input too early. But I actually think Dima would have whiffed here. I think this is too far away. I actually think medium Dima would have whiffed here. I'm curious. I want to see. Oh, no. Okay. It doesn't. So that's a mistake. And then the Luke here thinks he's going to build level 3. Doesn't. Backdash in the corner. Tries to perfect parry the knuckle because they understand that if they DI this, Luke is going to cancel into level 3. So they try to perfect parry it. Frame traps. Burning, in all seriousness though, just instructive moment. Burning out here is really dumb, right? Luke's going to recover his gauge, and then you're going to be screwed. So this is not good. Also, I think in Burnout, this is a block string, right? Let me see. Frame meter. Yeah, so that was a block string anyway. So, like, that literally couldn't hit. Like, all of that was a block string. So, like, the only way you're going to win is if you score a counter hit. It was literally impossible to score a counter hit there. So, you know, just teaching moment even in this type of a set. Luke goes for the overhead again. The Marisa adapts and stand blocks. Okay? And then mashes level 2 on block. catches Luke. But this is the issue, right? Is Marisa's plus 17 here, and now has no meter. So like she cannot bait this level 3. Like, I mean, level 3 wouldn't kill. I guess wouldn't chip from this range, but she can't like dash up and continue pressure. So now you have to win in neutral. And that's just going to be really difficult. And then that gets baited with overhead. So, quick question. How good are these players really, right? Very clearly, these are not Iron players. First time I was watching it, I was like, seriously, is this what Iron rank looks like in Asia? Am I nuts? What's going on? In fact, it's not. Let's take a look at these players' fighter profiles. So, here we have this Marisa player. And what you'll see is right now they are already gold 1 if you look there. So they've only lost 3 times, and 2 of them were to that Luke player. They now have a 90% win rate. And they are already in gold 1. And these matches, by the way, from this Luke, if you look at the date, those happened this morning. So those happened today. How about the Luke? Where's the Luke at? Well, this Luke has a above 70% win rate with almost every character that they've tried. Their Ken is in Master, only 1,500, but that's clearly just a hasn't played. And they just got the game, apparently. So they must have done placements with these characters before they got the Ken into Master. Because if you just look at the win rate per character, you know, their Ed, who is in Diamond 1, you know, has a 70% win rate coming up from who knows when to get into Diamond. Ken is at 80%, took 75 wins to get into Master. Very talented players besides. I just thought it was funny. I wanted to boot up. You see the Luke is also in gold now. So I thought it'd be, you know, informative to be like, hey, here's matches from Iron all the way up to, you know, Master, and what can we learn from them? And the very first Iron match that I tried to pull up was just 2 Smurfs duking it out, and I don't know, it's at least probably 1500s Master level gameplay by the Luke, and probably 1400-ish from the Marisa would be my guess. Hard to say. Maybe we'll check back in a couple days to see where these guys to see where that Marisa peaks, but hopefully this was enjoyable. You know, as always, have a good time.